The loadout I'm about to show you is fully craftable, but first I'm going to show you what I used to run in Trials, and how this setup is that cranked up to 11. Before the changes made this season to fusion rifles, I used Snorri with firmly planted and successful warm-up. This would enable me to get 2 kills quickly and then pull my multi-mock and absolutely delete them. I have the mod Quick Charge on that makes me charge with light on fusion rifle or shotgun double kills, and then high energy fire to give me a 20% damage bonus until I get a kill, so my multi-mock just melts them. I moved away from Snorri really just because of the charge time nerf. I have thousands of kills with it, and so the 40 millisecond increase to charge time is something that I actually feel. That paired with firmly planted makes me feel like a sitting duck for a little too long. I noticed this season I couldn't get away with what I used to as often. Multi-mock is still really good, but the submission has the perk Harmony, which allows me to do what I'm doing in these clips here, but with only 1 fusion rifle kill. The rolls I have here on the submission and the Epicurean are a step up from the multi-mock Snorri combo, and they're both craftable, and so any one of you can have this exact setup. When I got this to drop for me in the dungeon, it was just kind of an afterthought to me. I didn't really care for it. I thought it was kind of trash, especially since when it was here in the menagerie, I never really gave any attention to it. But I saw that it has rangefinder, so I figured I would just, try it out. It has Hammerforged Rifling, Projection Fuse, Quick Draw, Rangefinder, Charge Time Masterwork. Normally, I would think this would be a waste because I'd either want range or stability, but I was saying that this is what last season's charge time was, and it increased to 780, and that's what I felt when I was using my Snorri. I loved my Snorri, and it had firmly planted, except I was crouching when I was shooting, and I would just be crouching for an extra 40 milliseconds, which, to be honest, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I would die to an SMG. That's the difference between dying to an SMG sometimes and not. And so what this has going for it over the Snorri and the main ingredient, in my opinion, I think this is better because you can still get like really far range and have the charge time masterwork. So it's a little bit faster. It's last season's charge time. You do not have to crouch with firmly planted. Firmly planted gives like extra accuracy, which I'm a huge fan of that perk. But this one has a rangefinder, so it's extra zoom and range. And I know that this is like cutting stability. Like I could have small bore on. You could craft particle repeater in this slot, which I'm a big fan of particle repeater as well. But I just got this roll randomly, and if I was to craft this myself right now, which I would if I got 4 more red borders, I would actually craft this to make it a little bit better. I would craft Hammerforged Rifling, Projection Fuse. I'd probably do Enhanced Surplus here, although Quick Draw is still extremely good, and Enhanced Rangefinder. I would still keep the Charge Time Masterwork. Basically, the Rangefinder and Charge Time Masterwork is why I love this weapon so much. 100% go with Counterbalance mod. I used to run Icarus Grip last season, but this season 100% do not jump with this weapon. Like, no fusion rifle, you should not be jumping with any fusion rifle. Like, your bolts are going to go all over the place. Counterbalance, just stay on the ground. And yeah, I would craft this exact roll. And with the enhanced perks, I think you get extra handling for both. I'm pretty sure this one gives handling, but yeah, so you'd have like a little bit extra stats. And once you get it to level 20, your stats will go up by a few as well. And with a submission, I was also extremely lucky to have this roll drop for me. I was planning on crafting this exact roll, maybe swapping out Corkscrew for Hammerforged Rifling, but Corkscrew might even be better because it gives stability and handling as well, but just not quite as much range. This is also a depth, so I can put a depth range on it. It's not that big of a deal. If this was a normal one, I'd put on targeting adjuster, maybe Icarus, because to be honest, the in-air accuracy with this SMG is not even bad. Like, it doesn't even seem that like noticeably affected. Free hand grip is good, and quick access sling is good. Definitely, I would have crafted accurized rounds, sleight of hand, harmony, range masterwork. If you craft this, then you still get the extra little stat bonus at level 20 of your weapon, but sleight of hand gives extra stability, handling, and reload speed after you get a kill with your ability or other weapon, and harmony gives you increased damage, and it says performance. I'm not for sure what that means. I'm guessing just these other stats as well. But so basically what happens is I'm a little bit of a rat. I instantly pull my fusion rifle out in the beginning of every single round, and my fusion rifle is my primary weapon. And then this SMG is just a cleanup like you saw in the clips in the beginning. So I get a kill with the fusion rifle first, and then this thing becomes like absolutely busted. You get extra stability, handling, reload speed, damage, and performance. So last season I was using multi-mock, and I had to get 2 kills with my fusion rifle to get charged with light, and then I would use my high energy fire, so then my multi-mock would melt, but I'd have to get the first 2 kills, which successful warm-up helped me do that. But now I can still do that exact same thing, but if I only get 1 fusion rifle kill, harmony still gives me the big damage bonus. This helps me whip out my SMG even faster with the increased handling. And this actually, I've seen this stack ×2. So in some of the clips you'll see I get 2 fusion rifle kills, and then I pull out my SMG and it has sleight of hand ×2. I have charge with light, I have harmony. This thing deletes. And honestly, even without harmony, like if you're just using this as a primary, this is the fastest time to kill archetype of SMG in the game. This is what everyone has been running on their multi-mock. Like, this is the RPM that everyone has. So yeah, if you're gonna craft this, well, you definitely should craft this. Craft this exact role: corkscrew, accurize, sleight of hand, harmony, range masterwork. You could go hammerforge here. I would not run full bore. Look at the stat decrease you get there. But this right here, absolute god roll. And soul drinker, I've known this to not work in Crucible. Sometimes it's supposed to, and it works, I would say, most of the time. You get health based on the number of hits before reloading, and this counts as dodging, so it's almost like a mini worm husk. So this SMG just has everything going for it, plus it looks pretty awesome. And now for the subclass setup, I use the big tether. Quiver is trash, plus it has a longer cooldown. Spectre Blades is like not bad. Your melee whiffs a lot, and you're probably not going to get this in a Trials game unless you're absolutely slaying out. Plus this is good because a lot of people are using wells these days, and it helps control like revives and like just some areas like doorways. Marksman dodge. Since we're using Graviton Forfeit, you do not need Gambler's dodge to get your smoke back, because you get your dodge back whenever you're invisible. I prefer Strafe Jump for better control in the air. You could run whatever you want. Snare Bomb. Vortex Grenade is my favorite grenade, but you can run whatever you want. You want Vanishing Step and Trapper's Ambush for maximum invisibility. I use Echo of Persistence so that my invisibility lasts longer, even though it cuts my mobility, it's alright. I use Dilation for the mobility and intellect, and you get Enhanced Radar when you're crouching. And then Remnants makes your grenade last longer. You could, if you had like a bigger preference on something else, you could run these, but this is like an easy choice for me. This one's pretty good as well. For the stat distribution, you want high mobility and strength. I prefer high discipline as well because I really like using my grenade. I could get 10 strength here, but it really cuts down my other stats, and I really didn't want to do that. So 10 strength, 10 mobility, 9 strength, 10 discipline. That's pretty good. You do not need recovery at all because of Graviton Forfeit's exotic perk. You get like 9.5, like tier 9.5 recovery when you're invisible. Your melee also charges faster, and your weapons reload even quicker with Graviton Forfeit. So I basically have tier 10 recovery. I almost have quadruple 100s. It's not as good. The recharge of your smoke is not as fast as it is in PvE. This got nerfed last season because it was overpowered. Now, the rest of my mods that I use are just all to like improve my fusion rifle and SMG. So you do targeting, SMG loader, unflinching fusion. I still get flinched off, and you could just run double SMG unflinching if you wanted. Use quick charge and SMG holster. SMG holster doesn't really matter. And 2 utility kickstarts so that my dodge will come back even quicker. Now, the 4 combat mods that you really should be running are Powerful Friends, Radiant Light, Quick Charge, and High Energy Fire. Quick Charge gives handling to my fusion rifle, but that's not really the main reason why I run it. I run it because if I get a multi-kill with my fusion rifle, I become charged with light. And that's important because I run High Energy Fire, which is a damage bonus to my weapons until I get a kill. So last season with my Snorri, I get 2 kills with my Quick Charge to proc Quick Charge, and then I would have High Energy Fire, and my multi-mock would melt. Now, that still works, but because I have Harmony, I get that effect after 1 fusion rifle kill, so it's significantly better than the multi-mock Snorri combo that I was showing you earlier. You also want to run Radiant Light and Powerful Friends for the mobility and strength. Powerful Friends is also very nice because whenever I get charged with light with Quick Charge, if my teammates are near, because of Powerful Friends, they get charged with light, so they should also be running High Energy Fire. Radiant Light is also nice because whenever I pop my super, I have a quick super cooldown. It's one of the quickest. Whenever I pop my super, because I have Radiant Light, my teammates get charged with light. So everyone should be running High Energy Fire on your team. And that is basically it for the build. I'll go over some gameplay tips on how to make this more effective. In the beginning of each round, I like to make my teammates invisible so they can get to where they're going, and I can go off on my own and get a flank. Most of the time, the other team doesn't even see it coming, like you can see here. If this second guy saw me, I would have pulled out my SMG and started shooting him with Harmony, but I saw the opportunity to get an easy double kill with my fusion rifle, and now this third guy doesn't stand a chance with Charge with Light and Harmony. Whenever you see that someone's in range of your fusion rifle, you want to start charging it around the corner so they can't even hit you. Just peek out, get your shot off, go back behind corner, start charging again, get your second kill, and take your time switching to your SMG because you have a few seconds before you even have to switch to your SMG in order to proc Harmony. In another situation here, I only have one shot on my fusion rifle. I get the kill, and because my teammates are fighting the other two guys, they don't even see me coming, and with Harmony, I absolutely melt them. I know that Bungie said that a 20 meter plus kill with a fusion rifle should be uncommon, but that isn't exactly the case with the precision frame fusion rifles. As you can see here, I got a 20 meter kill with the Epicurean, and that was pretty common actually. And right after this, my friend got a 21 meter kill with the firmly planted tap the trigger Xur main ingredient. You could use that. Honestly, you could use Snorri main ingredient or Epicurean, but I really encourage you to try out the submission with Harmony. I used it this entire past weekend and absolutely dominated. Best of luck. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I will answer every single one of them. Thank you.